This morning's practice is going to be fun. How about that? So we're going to start on our backs. Start in Supta Badakanasana just because it's comfortable. There's no true purpose there. So soles of the feet anchor together, inner thighs drop open, palms turn up. Have your strap nearby or your hand towel. And just drop down, drop onto the mat for a sec. See who we have joining here. Yeah. Hey, good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. We're starting on our backs.
Okay.
Soles of the feet together, knees come apart, in Supta Badakanasana. There is a playlist in the Spotify, or I posted it in the chat here if you'd like to rock out. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose. At the top of the breath, hold the breath. And then exhale out through your mouth. Like make some noise. I can't hear you anyway, so make some noise. Yep, so just laying down, feet come together, knees flop apart, palms face up. And for a second, just visualize your breath. And when I say visualize your breath, sometimes I think of like water running, not to the point that you feel like you have to pee, but just a visualization of something kind of soft and soothing and calming. And then make your breath match to that. So you're not in a form of labor breathing here, breathing intensely. It's calm, it's steady, it's relaxed. Ujjayi breath is where we're going to go. Inhale through your nose to the back of the throat. Exhale through the nose, also through the back of the throat. Good. You can blink your eyes open. Bend your knees in half like you're going to set up for bridge. Keep your left leg down. If you have a strap, you're going to reach for it and you're going to take it over the base of your foot. If you don't have a strap, towel, a sweatshirt, a sock, anything. And if that's unavailable, just grab behind your thigh this morning and make it really easy. Yep, create a little pillow for your leg to rest in. If you have the strap, you're going to hold on. Have a strap in each hand so you can pull down on the strap. And as you do this, let your shoulders draw down your back and breathe into the back side of your leg. So you're not just yanking your leg towards you, but you're really feeling some length. Hold. Not everything we do in here has to be crazy intense, right? So less is more. And the advanced practice comes in the moments where you find stillness and you can hold. That is truly the advanced part. Good. If you want to extend your left leg straight out, go ahead and do that. Flex your left leg, your left foot, and keep your left calf down. The second the leg starts to pop up or you notice you start rolling to the right or to the left, you're out of alignment. So just keep everything very neutral. Draw the lower belly into the back of the spine. A few more breaths. You're not yanking, you're lengthening, and you're just breathing into the back side of your leg. Let the leg fall to the ground. Take the strap with you. Let the leg just fall to the floor. Let it go. Bend the legs back in half. Start again like that. It's just a safer way to do it. Keep your right leg bent and then reach down for the strap, the base of your foot, behind your thigh bone if you don't have a strap. And just keep this really basic. Just breathe right here. Now, the sensation you want is really feeling down the entire backside of the leg. And you should never have too much sensation in the insertion point if you do back out. Just breathe, flex the foot strongly, keep the neck nice and long, and use a little bit of upper body strength to get the energy going here. If you'd like to extend your right leg out, go ahead and do that. Flex the foot, flex it strong, keep the calf down. You want to begin to feel the length through the back side of the body. And sometimes as you stay here, you start to feel a little more. Don't back out, or back out if you need to, if it's too much. A little longer. One more big breath. Take the strap with you. Just let the leg fall to the ground. Good. Stretch the knees in, hug the knees in towards the chest. Wrap your arms around your thighs, squeeze tight, and then rock and roll several times and get yourself up, cross your ankles. You can keep your strap here if you think you might need it. Step to a downward facing dog. And sometimes it's nice to just do that because when you arrive in your down dog, it may feel a little better. If it doesn't feel better, I'm sorry. Bend behind your knees as much as you need and cut yourself some slack. Take a moment to just find your down dog that works for you. Your hands are almost as wide as the mat. It looks good, Julie. Index fingers are forward, creases of the wrists are facing forward. These are just basic key points that keep us in alignment. You look back, your feet are about hips width distance. You're breathing your hips up off your shoulders so we can get out of our joints. And in time, maybe your heels get closer to the ground. Fix your eyes on one spot, known as your dristi. Spread your toes wide. Begin to feel your head, your neck, your shoulders, everything kind of just finding its place. Roll forward to plank. Stack your body nicely. No modification, you can drop your knees in plank at any given point. You may even want to take them all like that. Lengthen your tailbone. Your eyes are fixed forward, so your neck finds nice place to kind of be. Broadening of your upper shoulder blades, and you want the sensation that you're pulling your chest through your body. Contract your thighs and hug into the center line. Visualize that breath again. Feel that breath again, running up and down your body as you hold plank. Hug your outer hips in, hug your outer legs in, your outer ankles. Keep your eyes fixed, bend your elbows in half, chaturanga, or just hold plank or support with your knees down. It's up to you how far you want to go here, how much you want to put out. You're in a chaturanga or a plank. Pull yourself through your first up dog or baby cobra. The legs are really active. Press firm through the tops of the feet, broaden the shoulders and the chest. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat. Take 2 big steps to get there this morning. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Your hands, if they don't touch the ground, hands can be on the front of your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Do that again. Come to a long spine, flat back. Let your shoulders draw down your back. Create a little bit of an up dog here. Your weight is forward, everybody, into the balls of your feet. Exhale, fold again over your legs. One more time, long spine, create some space. Exhale, fold again. Root to rise, come all the way up, anchor, feel. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Keep your feet hips width distance, just drop your arms by your side body. Just stand for a second, feel the weight distribution kind of moving front and back. Contract the thighs. Stretch the arms straight up towards the sky, look up with your eyes. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Plant your palms, take 2 big steps back to a plank. Plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Skip these if you're not into it this morning or something's going on. Upward facing. Nice. Hips up and back, downward facing. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float your feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale, breath. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Again, stretch the arms up, anchor. Dive over bent knees, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Plant your palms. You can just step, alternate which foot you go back. Or you can float back to a chaturanga if you feel fancy. Upward facing, drag your chest through your body. Hips up and back, downward facing. So I remind you every class, you can skip all the vinyasas. You can work just from a down dog. You can always work from tabletop. There's so many great options. Make this practice work for you this morning. Look where you want to go. Step or float feet to the top. Long spine, weight stays forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come up. Drag your hands to prayer. Just really linking breath with movement. Arms sweep up. Dive again over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step, step, or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog is a back bend. If it doesn't feel good, you omit. Hips up and back, downward facing. You're moving slow enough that you can feel your body respond to the yoga here. Press through your hands, look where you want to go, step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale breath, keep that weight forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up, anchor. Drag the hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms, one more. Slide the arms straight up. Dive again over bent knees, let the head go. Come to the fingertips, look forward a little. Plant your palms, step, step, or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing should feel good though, if you're taking it. Hips up and back, downward facing. So from your down dog here, breathe your right leg up, hip height. Just breathe it up, right leg up, only hip height. So that means that everything is very neutral. There's a hugging in of your left hip. Your inner right thigh is doing a lot of work. Your foot is flexed ideally. You're plugging down through your hands. Your outer arms grip in, your navel draws in. Good. Start to walk your hands just about halfway. So it's like a very short dog. Halfway. Yeah, so it's not a standing split. It's kind of like a short downward facing dog. Let the head go. Just be here. 5 breaths. Keep breathing your right leg up, only hip height. Feel the edges of your body begin to engage. Feel your waist, your core fire up. Plug down through your hands. Let your head be free. Feel the length of your back left leg. Keep breathing your right leg up into space. That's it. Keep the lift of the leg. Look forward. Start to walk your hands slowly back out to a full down dog. So just a little bit forward. So you're in this 3-legged down dog. Look forward with your eyes. Come forward. Hug your right knee in towards the center line of your body and scoop out your belly. Arms are straight up and down. You're plugging down to create more space. Look forward. Glide your right foot forward and through. Turn your back foot strong. Triangle pose from the ground up. So you have to work out the distance with your feet. Right hand can be on your shin. You could always reach for a block. Place it to the outside of the calf to make it more comfortable for you. My hand goes on my shin here and I have the sensation that I'm pulling the pant leggings up. Side body is long. Left arm extends up towards the sky and I anchor my feet. There should be a little bend behind your right knee, just reminding you, because you never want the joints to be pinned straight. And then settle in here for a few breaths. Back foot is a little turn in. Side body long. And breathe through your collarbone, through your arms, through your chest. Look up with your eyes. Press strong through your feet. Connect to the sensation of your breath as it moves through your body. Hang tight. Look down with your eyes. Keep the shape of your legs for a moment. Both hands are going to come towards the instep of your right foot. You're going to tent the fingertips. So it's this kind of funky fold. So you're going to the instep of your right foot. You're on your fingertips. Back leg is strong. You got it. So you're reaching and you're kind of crawling your fingertips towards the instep, towards the left corner of the mat. That's it. My leg shape has not changed at all. You should feel the power of your back left leg. Really anchor through that back leg, through your core, scoop out your belly, and root. Root forward to find more space. Hold. 2 more breaths. Press firm through your feet. Now look forward. Begin to pivot your right hand towards the outer part of your right foot. Your left heel is going to peel off. Walk your right foot to the right, tent the left fingertips, and find your way from here into an easy twist. Good. Slide a block underneath your left hand if you feel like that's going to get you where you need to go. Grip your right hip in. Activate your back left leg so it's strong. And stack the 2 shoulders nicely. So don't anticipate where we're going to go. Sometimes things take a little tiny little different turns, twists and turns, or what make things interesting. Breathe into the collarbone, into the chest. And then look down, lean onto your left palm, follow this up with a side plank Vashistasana. Stack the feet on top of one another or drop the bottom knee down. The hip points lift, the right arm drives up towards the sky, and there's a strong flexing of your feet. Modify as much as you need. Lift up higher. Spark up your toes a little bit more. Stay with the breath. Look down, plank position. Slow push up, chaturanga. Slow up dog, anchor your legs strong, press through your arms and your hands. Hips up and back, downward facing. From your down dog, breathe your left leg up, only hip height. Grip your outer hips in, your arms are really engaged, your head is soft, your belly's drawing in. Start to walk your hands and about halfway towards you, a little less than halfway. So it's like a shorter downward facing dog, but you're really breathing your left leg up in space. Your right hip is gripping in and you're holding. So there's this strong plugging down. There's this energetic lift. Your head is heavy down. And you really feel, just connect to the sensation and the power of your breath holding your body up in space. Stay with this. More flex of your left foot, more lift of your inner thigh, more hugging in of your right hip. Keep the lift of the leg, don't let it drop. Look forward, start to walk the hands back out to a traditional three-legged down dog. The hand just creep forward. Then roll forward to plank, hug your left knee in, hug it in tight. I feel like I have a lot more space from doing it that way, so a lot more space to kind of draw in. Arms are straight up and down. Keep looking forward, land your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong, come into a triangle pose, From the ground up, we're moving into our triangle. If you need to use your block, use your block. Good. If you need to adjust your stance, you adjust your stance. It looks good, Elise. More space from your hip to your armpit, everyone. Yeah. There's a lift of your side body. The back leg has a little turn. Front knee has a little bend. You're breathing a lot of openness into the upper thoracic chest and the spine. Couple more. There's a turning of your bottom ribs, yes. It's more twist than back bend, believe it or not. So you're gonna look down, keep the shape of your legs for a moment. You're gonna cup your fingertips and slide your hands to the instep of your foot. So I'm doing it here. So it's kind of like a funky Parsva where you're not folding over the leg, you're kind of folding on the inside of the leg, let the head go. So the shape of the leg stays the same. The arms are just kind of coming to the instep of your left foot. Your arms are really powerful. You're being high on your fingertips and you're drawing your belly in. Let the head go. Use the strength of your back leg. That's what I want you really to feel. And you're going to feel this great stretch to the sides of your legs. And then staying close to the floor, just begin to crawl your hands around your left foot. Peel the right heel. Set up your feet for a low twist here. Right hand down, left arm peels open into your easy twist. Reach for a block if you feel like that's going to get you a little bit more into the pose and out of your shoulders. Back leg super strong. Looks really good. Grip your left hip in. And then look up with your eyes. There's a strong bending into your front left thigh, not into the joint of the knee. Now look down, firm up your right hand to the ground. Find your way into your Vashistasana side plank. You can modify, I'm showing a modification here. Top leg is bent, bottom leg is strong, or traditional way, stack the feet, lift through the waist. Energetically reach up. Lift a little higher. Look down, plank position. Slow chaturanga, if you got it in you. Slow chaturanga. Slow upward facing. Anchor your feet and your legs. Hips up and back, downward facing. Without thinking, just glide your right foot forward. Legs are set up for a crescent lunge. Bring it up, sweep your arms out and up. Hip points are forward, back leg is strong. You can always modify with your back knee down. Good, nice. Hands come down to frame your front foot, step to a plank. Slow push up if you're into them. Upward facing, hips up and back, downward facing. Land your left foot forward, back heel long and strong, back leg strong. Sweep your arms out and up, crescent lunge. Hip points are forward, front leg is bent in half. Fix your eyes, maybe look up with your eyes a little, that helps sometimes. Hands come down to frame your front foot, step to a plank. Chaturanga, upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Exhale all the breath out. Look where you want to go, step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale breath, keep that weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair, such a wonderful pose. Legs can always be a little separated. Move your seat back, lift your waist up. Fix your eyes, forward or up slightly. And then allow yourself to drop down into the pose. Press up to stand, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. 3 sun Bs together, let's rock it. Stretch the arms up, sit again into chair, just do your best. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine onto the fingertips, step or float through your vinyasa. You can skip all these too, the chaturangas. Up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Unless you got something with warrior one, you prefer crescent, you can take that. Root to rise, warrior one. There's a spinning of your left ribs forward. Hands come down to frame your front foot, plank position. Chaturanga, upward facing, you can smile a little. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot strong. Warrior one. The stance is pretty long. Right ribs, right thigh moves forward. Anchor through the outer blade of your back foot. Hands come down, plank position. Some of you are moving really fast. Slow it down a little. Upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Leave it behind. Plug down with your hands. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale, weight stays forward. Exhale, fold over yourself. Sit again into a chair. Move the weight into your heels. Press up to a standing position. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, slide the arms up. Sit into chair pose. Sit a little deeper each time you go in. See what you can kind of muster up. That looks good. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine on the inhale. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. From your down dog, land your right foot forward. Turn your back foot strong. Warrior one. You come up, you pause for a second. Hip points are forward, relatively squared forward. Hands come down, plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, activate your legs more. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot strong. Warrior one. Back foot is turned enough that you can really have that foot press firm. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Full loud breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sit again into chair. Press all the way up to a standing position. Hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Slide the arms up. Look up a little with your eyes. Sit again into chair. Sit a little deeper. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine on the inhale. Step or float through your vinyasa. When you get to a down dog, step your right foot forward, turn your back foot strong, come up warrior one and hold. Come up warrior one and hold. Yes. Warrior one and hold. Steer your right hip back, your left thigh forward, your left waist turns forward. Bring your arms forward like you're handing a tray to someone. The sides of your triceps hug in. Rather than feeling like your whole body kind of reaches forward, draw the shoulders back and really practice standing up tall. Wrap your left arm underneath your right. If something's going on in the shoulders, you can always grab opposite shoulders, such as this. Lift the elbows up. Bend deep into your front right thigh. Inhale your breath. Anchor the feet and the legs. Come forward into a version of humble warrior. So two ways. You can either rest your stomach on your thigh. That's totally fine. Or you can work on kind of sliding those eagle arms to the instep of your right leg. Yeah. But as you do that, keep steering your right hip and gripping it underneath you back and taking your left thigh and waist forward. Now let your head go and pull your elbows a little forward. Good. Hold. Rather than feeling like you're gripping your toes to the ground, use the whole foot. Stay in the pose a little longer. Anchor your legs, hug your hips in tight. Yeah. Start to pull your torso back up. Start to pull it back up. Unravel your arms towards the sky. Pause. Straighten your right leg on track. Scoot your left foot in about an inch or two and steer your right hip back and your left thigh forward. So I have about 3 feet between my 2 feet. My whole body is straight up and down. I'm going to come forward halfway and pause. The hip points pull back. The legs are really anchored. The left hand's going to rest on the right shin and the right arm's going to extend up or come to the flat part of the back. You don't even need a block today unless you really feel like you prefer that. Hand presses firm into the front of your right shin. So it's more about using the strength and the balance of your legs and your outer hips to keep you lifted and rooted. Drive the feet into the mat. Find a space through your spine to twist open and look up. If having your right arm up is aggravating, you just have your hand here on the flat part of your back. Settle into the breath. Hold. Really strong left arm. Press more into the front of the shin. Stay with it. 2 more. Look down, place both hands to frame your front foot. So keep the legs the way they are. Take your hands and reach them to the outer part of your right foot. So now both arms are going to the right and your head falls. So the opposite of what we kind of did before. So you're getting a firm stretch. So the right hand, the hands are to the right of your right foot. But your hips are not moving out of alignment. You're still working on really steering them up and back. Let the head go. Look forward, separate the hands, step to a down dog. When you get to down dog, you decide, roll forward plank. Bend your elbows for a chaturanga. Good, drag yourself through a nice up dog if it feels good. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong. Come up warrior one and hold. Take a second to set it up. Back foot is turned enough that the thigh bone is really turning forward. The hip points are forward. Bring your arms straight forward like you're handing someone something. Wrap your right arm under. Once again, opposite shoulder is the next option. Lift the elbows up. Really anchor and sit deep. Lift to the upper thoracic, look up with your eyes, and then exhale, come forward into a version of humble warrior with eagle arms. So you're either resting your stomach on your thigh, or you're working on keeping your left side of your body coming to the instep of your left leg. But your hips are moving forward. Your elbows are pulling forward. Your head is nice and neutral. Use the feet, use the legs. Draw the navel to the back of the spine and come back to your breath. Press more through the strength of that back leg. It's amazing how much power it has. Stay with it. Hug your left hip underneath you. Press strong through your feet. Start to pull it up. Warrior one legs with eagle arms. Unravel the arms straight up towards the sky. Good, like you're holding a block straight up. Straighten your left leg. Step your right foot in about an inch or two so your legs are about 3 feet apart. Good. Hip points are forward. Arms are straight up and down. Look forward with your eyes. Press strong through your back legs. Come forward. Halfway pause. Like someone's got you by your hips. Right hand to your left shin. Left arm extends up. So try it out this way today. If you're dying to use the block, you place it to the instep. That's totally acceptable. No one will come after you. But focus on the strength of your legs and the balance of this. If having the left arm up is kind of not great, hand to the flat part of your back is your next option. Look up with your eyes, steer your hips back. Breathe. Press really strong through your back leg. Little bend in your front knee. This looks good. Nice release. Lengthen your waist, twist open. Stay with it. We're holding a little longer. Allow your mind to go someplace else when you hold. 2 more. Okay, look down. Take both hands to frame your front foot, and then walk your hands to the left. But as you do that, don't let your hips move, let your head go. So the alignment stays exactly the same. You're just creating this level of like side right body getting a great stretch. Let the head go. The hands can go flat or they can be tented. Keep taking your belly and kind of turning it over the front of the left thigh. Stay with it. Walk your hands to center, step to a down dog. Downward facing. Good. Roll forward plank, bend your elbows in half chaturanga. Pull yourself through a great up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look where you want to go, step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Just pause for a second. Make sure you have some blocks at the top of your mat if they're available. Sit into a chair pose. Yeah, dig your heels into the mat. Let your seat move back. Let your hands now come to a prayer. Inhale your breath. Hook the elbow, take it to the right. So it's chair with a twist. Yeah, just keeping in mind here, if your lower back is ever sensitive, do this with your feet hips width. You can always also slide a block in between your thighs and give yourself a little something to hug in. Open up your arms if you want a little bit more, only if this feels good for the shoulders. Make sure that your feet, your knees, and your shins are all staying together. Keep digging into the ground. Weight moves back, shins move back, waist is long. Keep really strong in your legs. Pull around to a chair. Really sit here, okay? So we're gonna take our left hand to our hip and our right arm's gonna continue to reach forward. You're still bent in your legs. Good. Right hand's gonna come to the block and you're gonna pull yourself forward enough that you can come into half moon. So half moon right from here. Focus on the right leg, keeping that right foot forward, gripping your right hip in. Your hand may stay on your hip or you can slide it up towards the sky. So do everything in steps. And if you fall out, welcome to the yoga practice. Good. So I know for me, my right foot always wants to turn in. Good. Maybe lighten the load, come to 3 fingers or 2 fingers on that bottom hand. A lot of space through your waist, everyone. Flex your left foot really strong. Good. Keeping your right foot where it is. Giant step back, warrior 2. Not always the cleanest transition. Mine was a little, eh. So find warrior two. If your feet are all over the mat, take a second to reset them. Your right foot should be forward, your left toes turned in, your right thigh rolling open. Yeah. Breathe into the upper thoracic, into the chest. Use as much strength and energy through your front right arm as you do through your back left arm. Turn up the inner part of your right thigh. Dig down to get a little bit more. Close your eyes. 5 more breaths. Keep lengthening the tailbone. Flip the palm. Reverse your warrior today. So as you reverse your warrior, the shape of the lower half of my body actually doesn't move at all. All I'm doing is getting this side body opening. My left hand slides softly down the back of my left leg. My right thigh continues to drop down. So I'm getting the hip opener. And reach back with the right arm. Sit a little deeper. Circle the hands to frame your front foot. Peel your left heel off and then spring it forward. Feet together, top of mat. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair, guys. Weight in your heels. Dig down here. Bring the hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow, turn to the left. Yeah. So the biggest issue here is the right side of the body likes to kind of move. Keep everything nice and lined up. I'd rather you be in a little less. Yeah. Open up your arms if you want more. If you're happy with what you got, then stay. Weight should be in your heels. Shins moving back. Bend down a little deeper. Keep the weight in your heels. Pull around to chair. Strong in your legs, everyone. Keep the left arm up. Bring your right hand to your hip. Begin to lean forward enough that your left hand comes to the block or to the floor. Most of us need a block, and we can open up nice and seamlessly into half moon. If it didn't work out, you reset. Hand can stay on your hip, or you can stack the best that you can. You can always go to a wall. Spark up your right toes. And then find some lightness. Maybe your bottom hand is able to come to 4 fingers or 3 fingers. Draw the waist up, look up a little more. Keep your left foot steering forward and your left hip hugging in. Stay with it, couple more. Now, left foot stays forward, left hip hugs in. Start to think of a very light transition as you take a giant step back to warrior two. Warrior two. And just do your best. If you need to reset, totally fine. Back foot is a strong turn in, arms open nice and wide. Lengthen the tailbone. Turn up the inner part of your thigh so it rolls open. And then breathe a lot of space across your upper spine. Stay with it, guys. Make sure your whole body isn't turning towards the front edge of your mat. Yeah. 4 more breaths. Embrace it. Strong through your back leg, strong bend in your front thigh. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Pause in the reverse warrior. Yeah. Stay with it. Look up with your eyes. This time, circle your hands to frame your front foot. Peel your back heel up. Step to a plank. Step to a plank this time. In your plank position, drop to your forearms for a forearm plank. Yeah. If it's too much, drop your knees down. You can always take a little bit off. Lengthen your tailbone. Lean onto your right hand for a forearm side plank. If you need to turn your right arm at any angle that works for your shoulder, play around with that. Lift from the bottom hip. To make this a little bit more interesting, slide the left arm straight up and forward. That's going to give you more of a side body and work the obliques. Flex the feet strong, look up with your eyes. If your left arm reached forward, stretch it straight up, look down, slow transition forearm plank. Try to not lever your hips too fast. Lean onto your left forearm, forearm side plank on the other side. Guys, if it's too much, drop your knee. Slide the right arm up. Play with the splay of the left arm. Flex the toes strong. Reach the right arm up and forward if you want a little more. Top hip wants to open, so keep it squared. Lift from the bottom hip. Lift a little higher, a little stronger. Right arm up. Move slow. Look down with your eyes. Forearm plank. Forearm plank, nice and slow. Keep your forearms the way they are in your forearm plank. Start to walk your feet in for a dolphin pose. Dolphin pose. Keep hugging your elbows and your triceps in. So a lot of times you have to bring your arms in a little closer. Breathe your right leg up into a three-legged dolphin. If this isn't for you, just stay. You can always take a child's pose, let your head go. Lower your right foot. Breathe your left leg up into a three-legged dolphin pose. Feel your right hip hug in. Feel the sides of your arms wrap in. And lift a little higher with your left leg, but keep it hip height. Lower the left leg down, dolphin pose. Hold. Five more breaths, guys. Child's pose. Child's pose. All right, guys, downward facing dog. Last little bit here. Stay with me. Down dog. This is where the fun is beginning. Step your right foot forward into a low lunge. Come on up to a crescent lunge. Make sure the blocks are still at the top of your mat. Yeah, crescent lunge. Bring your arms forward like we did before. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. Lift your elbows up. Look forward with your eyes. Sit really deep into your front thigh and try and wrap your left leg around into eagle pose, top of mat. If your foot doesn't get around your calf, just kind of ditch that. Steer your hips back like you're in a deep chair. Lift your elbows up. Good. Bend into your standing right leg a lot, like it's a significant bend. The weight should be in your heel. If you have this in you, start to bring your torso forward just halfway and hold. So it's not even a sleeping eagle today, it's just halfway. So you're kind of hovering in this eagle. Take another big breath in. We're going to travel into revolved Ardha Chandrasana. So using the blocks out in front of you, just unravel yourself nice and slow into revolved Ardha. Your left hand down, your right arm up, and your back left leg strong towards the back edge of your mat. So it's like warrior three with a twist. Right hand can be on the flat part of your back if it's too much. So your hips are squared towards the mat. Your left hand is on the floor or a block, and your right arm is either on the flat part of your back or up as you revolve open here. I like my block on the highest setting. I find it the most successful way to get in. Flex your back foot strong like we've been practicing. Breathe into your inner thighs. Hold. Two more. Lift a little higher. Look down with your eyes. Right hand comes to the floor. Giant step back into that low lunge. Sweep your arms out and up. Crescent lunge. One more time on this side today. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. You know where we're going. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow. Lean out and twist to the right. Crescent with a twist now. If this is too much, you drop your knee and you modify. Scissor the inner thighs in. Back leg is super engaged. It's like a plank position. And then lean back a little so the crown of the head lines up with your back left foot. Open up your arms if you want more action, or just stay here. Grip your right hip strong, twist open. Last little bit of effort right here on this right side. Look down, plank position. Just make the transitions really seamless. Chaturanga or down dog if you're not into this. Up dog opens you. Hips up and back, downward facing. Leave that one behind, land your left foot forward, crescent lunge, left side. So get your feet set first. Yeah, bring your arms forward, strong upper torso. Wrap your right arm under. So eagle arms here. Lift your elbows up. Then focus a lot of attention on your standing left leg. You got to keep bending into it. And then see if you can seamlessly swing your right leg around for eagle. And I say seamless because you never know what you're going to get. Bend into your standing left leg. Lift your elbows up. Yeah. If you need to ditch the arms for some reason, your hands can always be in a prayer. Steer the hips back. Weight strong in your heel. Bring your torso forward just a little bit. So like a halfway forward. Like a little tip forward. Stay with it. You're doing great. Keep your eyes moving forward. So you're going to start to unravel slow into that revolved Ardha. So as the leg unwraps, the right hand comes down and the left arm opens into revolved Ardha. And if it wasn't so seamless, it's okay. Lift from your inner thigh. Think warrior 3, and that's always an option. You can always just take a warrior 3. You can always just use blocks. Grip your left hip hinge strong, and then breathe a lot of energy into your right leg. Twist open here. Three more for good luck. Flex your back foot strong. Nice, Kristen. Look down. Both hands come to the ground for a second. Giant step back into that lunge. Sweep your arms out and up. Drop your back knee if it's too much. Bring the hands to a prayer. Inhale the breath. Lean out and hook the elbow and twist. Crescent with a twist. Hook the elbow. Lean back a little, like I'm leaning towards my fireplace, not into my fireplace, but in that direction. Crown of the head is going to line up with that back heel, and you get in there. Open up your arms if you want a little bit more, or just stay. Make sure you're not gripping those toes. Hug that left hip under you. Twist open. Look down, plank position. Wasn't that fun? Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, land your right knee forward, come into a half pigeon. Yeah, you need it. Right side half pigeon. Begin to just fold your body down. Left thigh comes down towards the ground. Yeah. You can always go onto your back if this doesn't feel good. So your thoughts are going to come and go. That's okay. Just let that happen. And just be here. Without thinking too much, just step back to a down dog and switch sides. feed the left leg forward, or if you're on your back, you can always go into a ankle to knee on your back. And let yourself just melt. There's a subtle turning of your right side towards the ground, so all the weight isn't rolling to the left. A little longer. Use the strength of your body. Start to come up nice and slow. If you can, keep your left leg bent the way it is and bring your right foot around like this. I'll actually turn so you can see what I'm doing. So my left leg is bent kind of like I'm going into a half, seated kind of crisscross applesauce. My right leg is just bent like this in front of me. I'm just going to grab onto my front shin. Now, if you want to use your strap for this, you can. But if you can grab the base of your foot, that's great. If you need your strap, the strap will go around the base of the foot. And you'll just hold the strap. So it's kind of like a seated half boat, but you're working your hamstring first. So rather than feeling like you're rounding your spine, I need you to sit up really tall, breathe your chest forward. And if having the base of your foot is just not available, back of the thigh is also acceptable. But you don't want to dump down into your lower back. You're sitting up nice and tall. Good. Now, if you can, you stay with this or keep the lift of the leg. You're going to reach your arms forward. Yeah. So it's an abdominal exercise. So you're going to really drive your arms forward. Keep lifting the leg. 5 breaths. Breathe. It's almost like a little scooping out of your belly to get up and lift up to broaden the upper collarbone. Lift a little higher. Reach forward a little bit more. Lower the leg to the floor. So now just kind of scoop your right leg like a half crisscross applesauce. Bend your left leg in front of you. Hug it in. Sit up nice and tall. And then reach down and grab where you can first to get that hamstring release. If you need to use the strap or kind of back out and create a little ledge for yourself, this is a nice alternative. The goal is to sit up really tall. Get out of the lower spine. Create a lift of the torso. Keep the lift of the leg. Now drive your arms forward. Keep pressing the legs down as you lift up more. Yeah, you got it. Lift a little higher. Hold. One more inch, lower it down. So lay down on your backs, bring your block if you have one with you. Set up for traditional bridge first. Traditional bridge into wheel, and I'm going to take your legs up for supported shoulder stand to finish today's practice. So anchor the feet like we started, fingertips touch the backs of the heels, lengthen the tailbone up, and then see if you can shimmy your shoulders underneath with clasped hands. Breathe a lot of space from the tailbone to the backs of your knees as you do this. And make sure your knees just aren't flopping open. So traditional bridge. So if you always go for the block, that's fine. But for today, see if you can just do this first one without it. Yeah. Your feet steer forward. Your thighs steer forward. And the space you're creating is from the tailbone to the backs of your knees. Good. Exhale the breath lower down. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. You may just want to choose to do this again, and that's fine. Or flip your palms, bring your chin to your chest. Take a giant breath in. We'll go up into a full wheel. So if you know this isn't something that your shoulders like, just stay with this. Bridge pose or full wheel. Steer the feet forward. Yeah, or block underneath the tailbone at this point. Yep. Nice, Dara. Very nice. Keep those legs up, Julie, because I'm going to bring everyone there in a sec. Yeah. Sometimes the longer you keep those legs up, the better we are. Exhale the breath, come down if you're in a full wheel. or a bridge pose. So you're going to lower completely down. And if you don't have a block for this, this is fine. Now you're going to slide the block like you're setting up for supported bridge underneath your low back. Clasp your hands around it. Get your feet so they're set, grounded. Good. So you're in a supported bridge with a block, and then extend your right leg straight up. Just breathe your right leg up. Just breathe it up. And then breathe your left leg up to meet it. Flex your feet strong. Draw the navel in. And there should be a little bit of like a back bend through your upper shoulder blades. Let me check you all out. So if you don't have a block, your back will just be flat on the ground. If you do have a block, that's great. Yeah. Clasp your hands around that block and firm up the sides of your triceps. Now I want you to stay up a little longer. Close your eyes here. Yep, keep them up. You're going to start to feel a sensation. It's okay. Okay, keep the left leg up. Keep the left leg up. Bend the right knee in half. Yeah, and then take your right foot back down to the ground. Get the foot flat. And then bend your left knee in half and take your left foot back to the floor. And then inhale the breath, lift the tailbone a little off the block, enough that you can slide the block out and lower your flat back all the way down to the ground. Let your feet go to the width of the mat and your knees go wide. Your feet to the width of the mat and your knees go in. Sorry, feet wide, knees in. And then keeping your feet the width of the mat, point the knees straight up towards the sky. Lift your hips up, take them a little to the left, and then drop the knees to the right. So your right leg is higher than your left leg, and you're in this little spine twist. If you like, your right ankle can come up onto the top of your left thigh. It's kind of pushing it down and forward. Yes. A little bit of a different spine twist. Both shoulder blades are down on the ground though. Come up to center, feet the width of the mat. Lift your hips, slide them an inch or two to the right, and then drop your knees to the left. So now my left leg is higher than my right leg, and then my left foot can come onto the top of my right thigh as an option. My foot's kind of pressing my thigh and my leg kind of down. So I'm getting this side body stretch. Both shoulder blades down on the ground. Good. Come up to center. Last thing, hug your knees in, give them a big squeeze, and take a happy baby today. Grab the outer blades of your feet. Breathe your tailbone down. Let the shoulders drop down the back. Flex your feet strong. And if you want, you can stay with this, or you can go wide straddle on your back. Flex your feet. Grab the outer blades of your feet, but let your shoulders drop down to the ground. Lengthen the tailbone so your lower back isn't popping up. Hug your knees back in. And now you set up for Shavasana. Stretch the legs forward. Turn the feet out. Turn the palms open. Make yourself comfortable. Great class, guys. Set up for rest right here. Ujjayi breath gone. Regular breathing. Happy breath. Take a big breath in. Take a full, complete exhale breath out. Arms reach up, feet stretch forward. Move slowly in your body as you bring yourself up if you're ready, or you could just stay down. As you sit up in the final moments of this practice, just feel the effects. You should feel pretty good. Hands to prayer, bow your head for a moment. Be grateful. As my mother says, gratitude is the best attitude. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Thanks for joining me, guys. See you next time. Happy snowstorm for those that are going to embark on that.